Udah. Ariq. Okay, shit. Itu nanti di-cut ya.
Yeah.
So, hello, sir, Mr. Andri. We're going to be conducting our first assignment from page 8 to 9 in the IELTS course book, especially the reading area, where we'll discuss the questions and the reading practice. So, first of all, let's just proceed to the questions. For Ariq, what is your favorite image on your smartphone and where did you find it or take it?
Okay, my favorite image in my smartphone is I take it when I'm going to Malacca in Malaysia. I took it during my trip to Malaysia in 2018.
I see. So continuing on, do you think people and things in photographs appear the same as they do in real life? Why or why not? What's your opinion on that?
Mm, I think not the all of it, but the most of the photograph is capturing I think a special moment, so it's not the core of it.
I see. So it's not always as they do, but it's very, very close to what it is. I see. So going to number 3, do you think photographs are more reliable, more of a reliable record than descriptions? Why or why not? Please give your answer.
Yeah, I think because a photo is the original documentary about when something is going or when people took pictures of a thing. That's the original documentaries from there.
I see. It documents real moments at real times. Therefore, it's more reliable. Is that what you're trying to imply?
Sorry?
Anyways, anyways, continuing on. Let's just continue. For number 2, I would like Athala to answer this question. This is referring to page 9, especially on the article of "That's not a ghost" in your picture. It's just the way your digital camera works. Where would you exactly expect to see this kind of passage?
Okay, so referring to the article in page 9, I think maybe this passage is maybe you can see this in magazines or newspapers because but I think it's not in the front one where it's the news and the big headlines, but it's the back ones where the articles are mostly light. It's not talking about like serious topics. And yeah, it's like maybe a lifestyle magazine. This would I think this passage would fit in lifestyle magazines.
I see. So it's more of like filler articles
Yeah.
and more. So as you look at the title, what is the topic of the passage? Would you please share your
Well,
thoughts?
looking at the title and the passage, I think the main topic about this passage is about ghost ghost sightings in digital pictures and how that it's not a ghost, maybe it's a photographic problems. Yeah.
Okay. Agreed. Now proceeding to number 3 in that part of the question. As you read the introduction, what is the passage about and what is a photographic artifact?
Okay. Well, as stated in the answer before, but so this passage talks about how many photographers claim they caught ghosts in their pictures, while in reality it's not a ghost. Maybe it's just a photographic artifacts. While photographic artifacts are things that only show or exist in a photo, but not in real life. Maybe the one example is maybe it's just a light or a reflection of something that maybe a photographer caught in a shot, and they think, oh, I saw a ghost in my photos, but turns out it's only maybe a light or a reflection of something.
I see. Thanks for reiterating the point. Continuing on to part 3, which is identifying the topic sentences. I'd like Mario to answer these questions. So 3A, what does the topic sentence do?
I think B. It's explaining the main subject of the paragraph.
I see. Continuing on, what two things are compared in this topic sentence?
For me, the human eyes and cameras.
As we referred back to what Athala said and the text itself, I do agree with what you say. Personally, that's also my answer. And continuing on, where there are words in the passage that relate to topics A to C, which topic is repeated more in paragraph B? A is distance, B is design, C is recent changes. So which one is
A.
distance?
Yeah.
Yeah, I must say they do explain a lot about depth of fields and how distance work and how the camera works. So yes, I think that's the correct answer. As for part C, what is the best heading for paragraph B?
I think the second one, because it describes how digital cameras are different from the older one, like film cameras or yeah, basically any other old cameras.
Wait, the second one or the first one?
The second one.
The second one on the.
Oh no, my bad.
Is...
No, the first one. I think the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. Because you can't control it manually and all that, probably, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, continuing to part 4, we'll go with Ariq in terms of answering this question. Well, it asks, what is the main idea of the paragraph, especially paragraph C?
Yeah. I think the main idea of the paragraph C is on the second sentence, when it describes the how digital cameras is there is a technological difference from the old film cameras.
Okay, continuing on, which topic is repeated in paragraph C, and why do you think so?
The topic is repeated at the paragraph C especially in the photographic artifacts, the thing about the photographic artifacts.
For the last part of the question, what's the best oh shit. What's the best heading that matches the paragraph for paragraph C?
I think the best heading was matched with the paragraph C is how accurate the photo is when it's taken by different cameras. I think is the best headings for the paragraph C.
Okay, thank you, Ariq. Going to the test practice. I think Athala should answer this one. Choose from the correct headings for the paragraph, D to G, and list below. You have 2 or more headings than you need. Well, what's your answer for that question?
Okay, so I'm gonna answer this based on the list of headings showed in page 8.
Sure.
So the first one is when you have to learn more from the photographer. I think that headings match the paragraph G because it's talking about the nature of the photographer and what you should learn about from the photographer from a photo that you saw. Maybe there are more stories behind it. And then the second one would be not an exact copy of what we see, and I think that heading matched the paragraph A because the heading matched the topic in the paragraph, and it also talks about how you see a photo, and it might not seem as what you think it's about. And then moving on to the third one. The third one is one material that always creates difficult. And I think that heading matched the paragraph D because the topic of the paragraph and the headings fit. And then the passage we're talking about one material that creates difficulties in photography. And then I think I skipped the fourth one and the fifth one. Okay, so the fifth one is altering image to deceive the viewer. And I think the fifth headings match the F paragraph because I think most of the answers are the same because the topic in the paragraph match the headings, and the last one is the number 6, which is the closer you get, the more images change, and I think the headings fits the paragraph E because again the topic may match the headings, and also it talks about the same thing. The essence of the paragraph is the same as the headings. So yeah, that's my answer.
Yeah, I do too agree with that answer. So let's proceed with the last two questions for the task analysis. Number 6. Does identifying the topic sentence help with matching the heading task? Mario, what's your take on this one?
Yeah. Personally, for me, yeah, it makes it easier to identify the paragraph is trying to explain. And for the number 2, I think I tried to do both of the instruction, and for me, yeah, it gets me a better understanding of what the questions are trying to ask.
I see. And continuing on, did either, did you do either of the following? Either reading the heading, then looking for the matching sections in the text, or read the text quickly, identifying the topic of each paragraph, then look for the heading that match.
Yeah, I try to do both things to get a better understanding.
I see. It works both ways anyways. Okay, last but not least, number 7 for the reading part. Ariq, I want you to answer this one. Do you think that the growth of digital photography has been a good thing or a bad thing? What's your take on this one?
I think in most cases is yes, it's a good thing because the growth of the digital photography has enhanced in the past years because the overall viewer experience with more detail is described within in a picture. So it's the technologically it's more growing from years to years.
I see. Yeah, I think that's the general perspective of everyone, I think, yeah, in terms of how the growth of digital photography has been. Continuing on to number 2, are people more easily persuaded to believe things because of the internet or not?
Yes, of course. In these recent years, the people is very digitalized, and it's very easy to persuade people with the photography because we can apply with the smartphones or maybe tablets to enhance the image and persuade people with the good image.
I see. Does anybody have a different take or anything to add on this? Anyone?
Okay. And I think I agree with Ariq's take on this one because I think in this digital era, maybe people are more intrigued to their phone. People have some kind of emotional attachment with their phones and the internet. So maybe with all the things that's been going on, people are kindly more persuaded to believe on things they see on the internet, whether it's true or false. But I think it's more believable for the people.
I see. Mario?
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
Okay.
I think nowadays it's very easy to persuade people on the internet.
Yeah, I do agree with that too. That's also my answer. So I guess we can conclude that yes, the growth of digital photography has been quite a good thing. Any technological advancement is quite good. And yes, people are also more easily persuaded to believe things, especially because of the internet. I think that concludes our discussion for today, especially for practice, for our first assignment and practice from page 8 to 9 in the IELTS coursebook. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the discussion. The end, I guess.